Hey, welcome to Spiritual Things Examined, and in this video we will be reviewing the timeline of the relationship of Lovy Elias and Gigi Rodriguez.
First, I want to address some of the comments that I've seen in the first video. When we first started our relationship, there was not a...
Now we're not even 20 seconds into her part 2 video, and I already noticed something about the photo that she uploaded. I noticed Lovy's hair. Now, as someone who watches Lovy on occasion and who also looks at videos of people that discuss his beliefs and things that he teach, I noticed that his hair was only this way for a short amount of time, and it was recent. It was fairly recent, and as someone who don't really trust text messages and things of that nature nowadays, being that stuff can be fabricated, I personally like to look deeper into stuff. So when you have photos and you have videos and things of that nature with someone who's in the spotlight as much as Lovy Elias, you can piece together little things to get a clearer picture of what has been going on. Now, I was able to put together a detailed timeline of videos recent up to about 2 to 3 years ago that will give us a more detailed timeline of when this photo was most likely taken. Let's take a look at those photos real quick. So in this video, February the 1st, 2024, he has all black locks. January the 8th, 2025, mostly brown with black roots. September the 7th, 2024, all black. July the 18th of 2024, mostly brown with black roots. April the 15th, 2024, all black. December the 4th of 2023, he has all black dreads. On September the 21st of 2023, he did a live stream with brown tips, black dreads, and tapered edges. So here's a side-by-side of that same live stream photo and also the photo that Gigi Rodriguez uploaded to her video. This is almost certainly the same time frame into which this photo was taken. But let's keep going. Let's keep going though. October the 19th of 2023, he has that same hairstyle, brown tips, black dreads, tapered edges. June the 2nd, 2022, just to show you that this is nowhere during this time frame, he has short black dreads and the sides have been shaved. March the 14th, 2022, February the 21st of 2022, same hairstyle. And if you go back to September the 21st, 2023, this is just to confirm again, this is the time frame into which he had that hairstyle. So this is the time frame into which they were together.
Woman in the picture, he mentioned he was single. He did not claim this person. As far as I know, I've never seen any photos of them together.
Now, when watching Gigi's videos, I remember that Lovy got married not too long ago, and it was uploaded fairly recently. So I went and checked the date for that, and the date for that is May the 22nd of 2023. Now, we confirmed earlier on in this video that the photo that she released in her video was taken somewhere around September of 2023, making that photo just months after his public wedding. She also puts a video of Passion Java talking to Maggie and admitting to marrying them 6 to 7 years prior to this public wedding. Now, what's unknown is if what Passion Java did as far as the marriage between Lovy and Maggie was a spiritual wedding rather than a legal, official wedding. But even then, it's a covenant that's between Lovy and Maggie, and it means between 6 and 8 years. If he had any other relationship, at least to Maggie, it is a affair.
They had their first wedding, then they had their second wedding. I can say, right?
Yeah.
It's there online, if you check, especially at the Periscope days. They were in love with each other, these guys. Love! So went live, knew them, married them, officially, you are married. That was our first marriage. Was there like crowds?
No.
No crowds.
There was in a hotel
They are
room.
officially married. Marriage officer, Passion Java. Done. I don't know how many years now. 7, 6?
Yeah.
6, 7 years later.
Unfortunately, it means also that Gigi was well aware that Lovy was married. The wedding was publicly uploaded in May of 2023, whereas the photo appears to have been taken in September of 2023.
Woman in the picture, he mentioned he was single. He did not claim this person. As far as I know, I've never seen any photos of them together on his profile when this relationship had first started. This isn't about bitterness or resentment because he chose somebody else. Not at all. I want to make that very clear. I'm not making these videos because I feel that he chose her over me. Not true at all. I do want to mention as well that he did not leave me. I left him. It's about the truth. It's about the lies, the deception that has been taking place and that is also causing the body of Christ damage. This isn't a mistake. This isn't a weakness. This has happened for far too long. And not only with me, but with multiple women. He's not just in love with me, as you guys seen in the messages. This is messages that I have seen on other people's phones. So now that I have stepped away and the veil has been torn before me, I am seeing things in truth. I'm seeing things in what they really are. There's actually so many people in the church that are going through the same thing that I have gone through, being stuck physically and or spiritually. As I mentioned in the first video, when someone came up to me and shared this information with me, you would think that they too would leave, but they are still there. It just doesn't make sense at all. Many of these people's bills are getting paid, and I mean a lot of them. I actually had a young girl call me not too long ago, and she had cried and had mentioned, like, I'm stuck and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, the church is taking care of my bills. You know, this is something that I also experienced too. As soon as I found out this information, I felt stuck. This screenshot will show of an interesting conversation. We were speaking about somebody from my past. I had went through a very traumatic relationship in my past. And so I was talking to him about it. You know, he mentioned, like, how could somebody, you know, do you like that? I can't believe you went through that. And so he asked me, do you want me to do something spiritually about it? I'll post that
Unfortunately, the photos of the messages do not have a date attached to it.
Here. And so at the moment, I didn't think nothing of it. You could see my responses. I was just like, no, like, I genuinely left that in God's hands. I remember just praying about it and was like, God, like, I give it to you. I pray that he actually finds Christ, even though I was treated so poorly. How could you even want to do something to somebody? Like, it's just wickedness. It's evil. How do you explain that? Another thing that I didn't understand was there was a time where he said that we were already married. And so I wanted him to explain, like, more about that because I didn't understand it. And then he also had told me that we were already married, but that he was trying to merge our souls together.
So the messages in this photo that she uploaded has a date of March the 8th of 2024. And the story actually gets a whole lot worse.
Which I'm also going to post that here. I was receiving so many dreams about us and our future and just, you know, all the things. To me, I was like, this is all true. This is all from God, because he had said in one of, I believe this was a prophetic class, he said that all dreams are from God.
So those are the highlights and the dates of part 2 of her story. So let's check out part 3 and see what dates she provides for their relationship.
Address some questions and some misconceptions. So first and foremost, we started our relationship before he got married. And
So in this part, she says that she and Lovy started their relationship before he got married. She's speaking of the public wedding that happened in May of 2023. not the wedding that Passion Java did, which he stated was 6 to 7 years prior to their public wedding.
I believed that he was single, that he wasn't with no one. And so we were together, we fell in love. And then after some time, he told me that he had to marry his ex, which I was so confused about because throughout our relationship, she was never in the picture. And then when he told me that he had to marry her, he told me that it was basically arranged. Like his spiritual fathers were telling him that he had to get married to her. He would mention that he did not want to marry her. I mean, he made it a big deal, cried, was very distraught about the whole situation. And so I felt extremely bad. I felt very sorry. I genuinely believed what he was saying, and I felt extremely bad for him. So because he had told me that his spiritual fathers were telling him that this is something that he needed to do, I didn't understand. And I thought this is just something bigger that I don't understand when it comes to ministry.
So there's a video that was uploaded in December of 2019, and this video is of Passion Java asking his wife something explicit on screen, which we will not go through. That is a whole nother video. But he is asking his wife something explicit on screen, and you can clearly see Maggie taking a photo of her before he asked this question. So in the all black, that is Passion Java's wife. In the brown top, black jeans, that's Maggie. And this is in 2019. This is nearly 3 years prior to their public wedding. So she was, in fact, in the picture.
Mama! What's up, my wife? You want some sex?
Again, I now understand how wrong all of this is. I have privately and also publicly repented for all of this. But I will say is that we did proceed our relationship, and I was very hesitant about the whole thing. But because I believe that he was a prophet of God, that he was actually hearing the voice of God, I proceeded this relationship because he told me that God had approved of our relationship, that God was with us, that by God's grace, everything's going to work out. Just things that he was saying that God said. And so because of that, I continue to proceed this relationship with him. Also, this does.
So the dates of the messages on the left said May of 2023, but the hotel receipt provided on the right says June of 2023. Now keep in mind at the beginning of this video, we were able to confirm that the photo of him and Gigi was most likely taken around September of 2023.
This means that I was with him days before his wedding, and I was with him, nights of her birthday, and, I was with him during moments where I thought he should be with her. I was actually unaware that this had happened, but the person, Miss A, that I told you guys about, when we had our conversation, we exchanged numbers as I showed you guys, and the next couple of days we had talked on the phone for about literally 4 or 5 hours straight. For 2 days, going through every message and every thread, and we had realized in many cases that he was meeting up with us within hours. And also she was shocked when I had revealed to her that I was with him the night before partner's birthday, because she had received messages from him saying it's not what you think, that they had an altercation at a restaurant, and that he left her crying in the closet. When the women had approached me at church and we went to go sit down in the back and discuss everything that had taken place, she had revealed to me that she was in a relationship with him as well. 3 years. The same exact time frame that I was in a relationship with him. And she also revealed that my photos were in her phone, that I could literally see with my own 2 eyes. The photos that I only sent him were in her phone.
By her photos, she is referring to her nude photos, it appears. Now, this is kind of a weird part of the story because, one, how did the lady that she is speaking to get her nude photos? 2, is she implying that Lovy sent her the nude photos? because that is just weird if he is in a relationship with the other lady. It doesn't quite make sense or add up.
It was at that moment that I realized that everything was a lie. The messages that I've seen where he said that he does not know me, he's never done anything for me, all of that is just, it made me realize that he was a complete liar, that he was a deceiver and a manipulator. Again, this has nothing to do with me being bitter or hurt. I am such at peace, and I'm so grateful to God that the truth was revealed to me so that I can move forward with my life into the world, so that people can realize the deception, the evil that is taking place, and that is also hurting the body of Christ, as I'm not the only one. Around the time that there was a huge event taking place for Revelation Night, we had engaged. And after this had taken place, he said, I think we made them. And he was speaking about children. After a couple weeks, I'm home and I was pregnant. And there was a day that I had reached out to him. I had told him like what I was feeling and whatnot. And he told me, do you want me to ask God? And I was like, sure. Like I said, okay, but I know that I am. So after that, the next day, I wake up, I go to the restroom and I see blood. And so I'm so confused. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's not what I think it is. So as soon as I walk out the bathroom, I mean, literally as I'm walking out of the bathroom, he calls me, which this was just so strange to me, but he called me. I answered the phone. And before I say anything to him, I said, so what did God say? He says to me, not yet, but soon. I want to have so many babies with you. Like I want to have a lot of babies with you. And so we get off the phone and I'm just sitting in my bed and I'm just thinking about everything. And I'm also like hurt because I just felt so alone in that moment. Jesus, help me.
Now, in part 3 of her story, she admits to getting pregnant around the same dates of Revelation Night Canada. Now, unless there was another Revelation Night Canada, the only one that I could find happened on or around November the 19th of 2024. Now, keep in mind, the video that was uploaded for the public to see of him getting married was released in May of 2023. So Gigi was indeed well aware that he was married by this point. And this is just months prior to her releasing this tell-all in January of 2025.
I had to regroup. I do want to mention that I have talked to other women that were involved with him, and they had told me that they too had experienced very similar situations where as soon as they would tell him about a pregnancy, within a couple of days or even hours like myself, they would start bleeding and lose pregnancy mysteriously. This next part specifically God wanted me to talk about, and it's the corruption that is in the church and how so many of the leaders, so many of the volunteers know exactly what is going on. There's quite a few that don't know and are confused, but that there is actually a lot of people that are leading, especially those who serve him on a daily basis, those who have been with him for years, know exactly all the things that he is doing, all the things that he has hidden, all the deception, the manipulation, all the girlfriends that he has had. A lot of them know exactly what is happening and exactly what is taking place. But they hide everything for him, and they all have this mindset of he can do no wrong. They all have this mindset that whatever he says, it's true, and that it's impossible for him to lie.
This whole situation is pretty wild. And there's actually a lot more coming out about him and the things that he believes and the demonic things that he actually practice. But please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will continue to keep you updated on a lot of things going on in the Christian community, and we will be bringing forth teachings sometime in the near future. Be blessed.